What up, guys? Chris here again from 92 Outdoors. I was gonna wait to do this review until I had the whole gun done the way I wanted, but we have a fan who was complaining about that, so we'll just do this piece alone. This AR came with your standard clamshell design front hand grip. It didn't really. Well, this one even had no heat shield, which really did not lend well to a weapons light or any other sort of attachment. So I had gotten a rail that had bolted in, and that sufficed for a while. I jerry-rigged a hand stop here to keep myself from burning my finger on the bottom of the gas block, but with my longer arms, and I've not been in the military learning to shoot my own style, I wanted something that allowed me to have a longer grip. Some guys make fun of that longer Chris Costa style C-clamp, but it's comfortable for me, works for me, so that's the avenue I went. So what I got then was a Troy Industries, the Delta Carbine Battle Rail, and they do make them in other versions. I've always liked the look of the holes on Troy's proprietary rail system. They have little sections of extra rail you can get, not included. You buy separately, and they slide in these grooves here, and then they lock in with a washer. This kind of predates the M-Lock key mod fads that have now come since. Because then eventually I'll get the little rubber inserts. They're called squid grips. I'll get them in black. They'll offset well, kind of go with the FDE black stylizing that I've been going with the gun. The Handguard is very light. When I first picked up the box off my porch when FedEx dropped it off, I actually thought the box was empty. Got a little worried. So the rail does not add much weight at all, even though it's obviously much longer than your standard foregrip. So, have not gotten to take it to the range yet, but just from handling the gun, setting it up, I can tell it's comfortable. It's slim, lightweight. It does come with QDs up front. I currently have a sling in. It is an anti-rotational spot, so your sling won't twist all the way around. You know, that could be a concern that your sling would get bound up if it was allowed to twist, but it does not allow it to spin all the way around, which is a nice little feature. I know not all rails have that. It does have nice marked integrated rail on the bottom, as well as T-marked across, and it matches up perfectly with the stock markings on the Smith & Wesson. It's kind of a nice extra. Not that it bothers me or makes me that much happier with the product, but just kind of cool that that's how it came out. Lineup is very great. There's no wiggle in between the frame and the handguard. Not that I would recommend running scope mount bridge to bridge, but this isn't being set up as a varmint gun either. It's nice for guys who like or have the integrated front sight. One thing that I have come to discover about this rifle is that this current gas block is off. Yeah, it's easier to see if you look at the rifle up and down with the rail. May not be able to see it so well in the video, but you can tell it's canted. The feed ramps line up great. There's no reliability issues with the rifle, so that will be being swapped out soon with a railed gas block that is actually on order. And then I'll be going with Daniel Defense irons. Since I'm a poor college student, can't really be affording sweet ass red dots, so I'm gonna go with a dedicated solid front and rear iron. Nothing wrong with the flip up make pull, but I just want something a little more robust, a little more dependable, more solid. The instructions, although nice and easy to read and plenty of pictures, they make it seem a lot simpler than what it was, at least for me. You know, you take the sling mount off your gas block. The front and bottom part are all one piece. Slides on easy. Right here is where the instructions don't quite match up to what you got to actually do. They make it appear as if these little metal wings or tabs just drop in there. What you actually have to do is get them between the barrel and the extensions on the barrel nut ring in there, and that's what these hex screws here, there's 4 of them that go around, attach into. Took me kind of embarrassing, probably a good 15 minutes to realize that the instructions didn't correctly state that. It's kind of a bugger to get on and off, which is unfortunately why I'm not doing an installation video for you guys. But once they're in, angle it a little bit. Once you get them slid in, you get the first 2 screws set. There, you know, they're in position for the top. The top part was the hardest part to get in, because you got to angle these tabs. There's like rails in here, kind of like a slide on a pistol, like a Glock or an M&P. So you got to get those slides down in the hole and angle it enough forward that it pops in and drops down, which then lines these holes up that you can tighten in. As you can see, and it could just be the way this Smith & Wesson was, or maybe even the tilted gas block that was causing the problems. But you can see where it boogered up the front part a little bit, you know, and boogered up the rail a little bit, which kind of sucks because you wanted FDE, but gives the rifle character. 2 could be maybe the fact that I opted for the FDE, added just that much more surface to it with the paint on, you know, made it get a tight fit. I don't know. But once it's on, it's on. I mean, there's no movement. And this will be different once the new gas block's in. Nice thing is, it free floats the barrel. So it's just attached back here to the barrel and the ring. So you don't have to cut this off, which is nice. I know some guys dink with that, trying to get better rails on their normal M4s. Doesn't interfere with the gas tube at all in there. You can see all the way through. Doesn't interfere with the barrel. You know, guys running maybe an SBR that want to can it. You know, it's not exactly the widest rail. So who knows? My guess is you're not going to be able to run a can in it, but you'd probably be able to run a can or a muzzle device. And if you shorten your barrel up flush to it, which would give you that look of the SBR with the can that is popular with like the Mark 18s or your Daniel Defense ISR series of rifles. The rail's nice, this front section, because it lets you get your grip out farther. So for guys like me that like shooting that way, or shooting more to the style you do with like a shotgun, it's more comfortable. Lets you get your weapon light out farther, so you don't get shed off your barrel. when you light up. Which, you know, I mean, not all of us, not everyone uses their rifles as a job or in a tactical sense. You know, this gun is a fun home defense more setup. You know, not trying to sell it as a uber tactical door kicker rifle. That's not what it is. That's not what I do. But I have a lot of friends in the military, so you can pick up good tips from them on what to do and what not to do. But sometimes you like to cheat, like make pull bad levers, which this rifle does sport. So my military buddies give me crap about it. I like it because, you know, I haven't had the drilling into my head of the manual arms they have. I like the little advantage it gives, but yeah, it's not everyone's flavor. Just like this rail might not be. They do offer it in an M-lock version, a full Picatinny version, which will be a little thicker, and I believe they said they were going to release this in a key mod version. So for pricing, on their website, on Troy's website, it was $236 before shipping and handling. At the time I bought this, I was able to find it on primaryarms.com. It came out to $206 with shipping and handling. So you can look around. I'm sure you can find a deal. At the time I bought this, it was hard to find this rail, especially in the FDE. I think it's a very sought after product. I really think it makes the rifle look sharp. I think longer handguards make the rifle look more complete. You know, as far as the rail sections being sold separate, I guess you'd kind of think they'd maybe give you a little rail, just one, but I suppose with the full top rail all the way across and the bottom one, I can kind of see how they did that to maybe keep price down. And, you know, I'm running the light off a Blackhawk mount on the top. If you really want it here, you know, either get an angled mount or, you know, just contact Troy and get a little section. Not too terribly hard. So haven't shot it yet. I got a foregrip and some low pro rail mounts ordered in the mail as well with a gas block. So once that's put together, we'll get out to the range and I'll give you a range report of what I think so far of the rifle. Got a newer, replaced the standard M4 buttstock with a Daniel Defense buttstock. Amazingly more comfortable. Have shot with this. So much better. The thicker buttstock, you know, again with my long arms and liking that little longer grip, really helps with length of pull. The plastic texture really feels good with, especially guys like me who sport beards. It's nice also as the QD mounts. There's no wiggle in that. I mean, it's almost at least on the MP15 Sport here, it was a Sport 1. It's rifle stock solid. I mean, you can really shake it, and there's no wiggle in the rifle stock. The only place that this rifle has wiggle is in between the two frames. I've tried to AccuWedge, still have it. Lower end AR, but again, you know, this isn't a varmint setup. This isn't a precision setup. This is shooting paper, and if the unfortunate circumstance comes by, bad guys, which hopefully never has to happen. But also highly recommend the Daniel Defense. On the stock tube, you know, got 5 settings. She locks in, she's good to go. Made a great second mount for the sling. So those are 2 products I'd definitely recommend. And once I get another free day here to get to the range, and get that other stuff on there for you guys, I'll let you guys know what I think of it as far as heating up too bad shooting. You know, even without an aluminum heat shield, the stock handguard never got too bad, so I can't think this will. With this even having a little bit more gap, and with all these holes, that's a hell of a lot of cooling. But I'll keep you guys updated, and once again, this is Chris from 920 Outdoors. Thanks for watching.